Please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Para sa pagbabago, sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao.
Good evening, everyone. I am Brigadier General Restituto F. Padilla Jr., 2009 Metrobank Foundation, Rotary Club of Makati Metro, the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers Tops Awardee. I shall be and have the honor of being your Master of Ceremonies this evening. Let us all rise and please remain standing for those who are standing for the opening prayer to be led by our 2016 Search for Outstanding Teacher awardee, Mrs. Maria Reguelo Larte.
Almighty God, as we gather before you today with open hearts, may your holy presence fill each one of us as we strive to become beacons of your hope and light among our Filipino brethren. Today, we celebrate heroism as the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos are presented before the influential leaders in the country. We praise and thank you for uplifting the work of the various sectors in which we serve. Forgive us, Lord, for our shortcomings and guide us as we endeavor to live according to your will. Grant us your wisdom in order for us to achieve our true purpose. Strengthen us as we undertake the mission of empowering individuals, organizations, and communities to do noble acts in your service. Always remind us of your grace, that we may completely put our trust in you, even in times of hardships and trials. Bless our President, our government leaders, the Metrobank Foundation and its partners, and all those who work towards the betterment of the country. Touch our nation and lift up your countenance upon us. Unite us with your vision of peace, joy, mutual respect, and love. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you very much, Mrs. Solarte. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks an important milestone in the 37 years history of the Metrobank Foundation. We are honored that for the first time as President, President Rodrigo Duterte has graciously agreed to host the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos here in Malacanang. To begin the program, may I request Mr. Aniceto M. Sobrepeña, President of Metrobank Foundation, to deliver his welcome remarks.
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, distinguished guests and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We are honored to be here today to recognize the brilliance, dedication, and resilience of exemplary public servants, outstanding teachers, soldiers, and police officers, also known as the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. The Metrobank Group, through the guidance of our group chairman and founder, Dr. George S.K.T., has always believed that real and lasting change begins when individuals band together to build a bright future that our nation's children deserves. We all need models who inspire and influence us to become better persons, to become the best we can. Among us today are ordinary Filipinos who have transcended personal limitations and challenging circumstances to achieve success in their chosen fields. More than what they have achieved, exemplary individuals have become heroes because of who they are. Their accomplishments are often testaments to values they have lived throughout their lives. Such values reflect personal qualities that allow them to go beyond the usual or the ordinary, to achieve success that impacts not just themselves, but also the larger community they belong. While such exemplary persons would often rather go about their work quietly, it serves us all well to recognize what they have done and what they continue to do. We need models to inspire the rest of us to become the best that we can be. We see this in our soldiers who risk their life in the name of peace and equally expend themselves to rebuild communities torn by generations of strife. They defend our country from the destabilizing forces, holding the safety of our people as paramount, even as they participate tirelessly to provide assistance in times of natural calamity. There are also our police officers who relentlessly pursue criminals so that our citizens can walk the streets without fear of harm. Their most meaningful achievements, however, by their own testimony, lie in crime prevention, establishing initiatives that keep our people and communities secure without being prey to criminals. Then we have our teachers, who mold our children into critical thinkers and compassionate individuals. Their teaching extends beyond the four walls of a classroom to the communities and to the world at large. They enable an application of knowledge that can effect meaningful reforms, empower our young people to take leadership roles, and make a difference. These men and women come from all walks of life, but they share a common passion for service and an abiding love of country. They are the partners of change whom we need to move our nation forward. They are your partners, Mr. President, and the partners of the Filipino people for the bright future we want, not just for ourselves, but for all generations after us. We present them to you tonight, Mr. President. The Metrobank Foundation honors them as modern-day heroes. We are committed to giving these outstanding Filipinos a platform to reach out and inspire our countrymen to pursue excellence in their endeavors. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank our 2016 panel of judges for taking time to get to know our candidates. Each one of them is well regarded in their respective fields. Some of our expected jurors present are here tonight, and they include Congressman Kimbo of the 2nd District of Marikina City, Presiding Justice Andres Reyes Jr. of the Court of Appeals, Associate Justice Magdangal de Leon of the Court of Appeals, and Chairperson Alicia Bala of the Civil Service Commission. Let me end by thanking our national government through our President, Rodrigo Duterte, for the renewed commitment to our soldiers, police officers, and teachers, giving them the resources they need to do their job to the best of their abilities, and rewarding them for their dedication and sacrifice. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, advisors, and officers of the Metrobank Foundation and the Metrobank Group, thank you, Mr. President, for receiving us and our awardees tonight. We look forward to fruitful years of partnership with our awardees, the private sector, and your administration in uplifting the lives of Filipinos. Congratulations again to all our awardees. Thank you and a pleasant evening to all.
Thank you, Mr. Sobrepeña. Mr. President, also joining us this evening are the members of the Preliminary Board of Judges of the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers, or TOPS, the country's Outstanding Police Officers in the Service, or COPS, and the Search for Outstanding Teachers, or SOT. May I request all of them to please stand up to be recognized. Thank you very much, sir. You honored us with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the highlight of our presentation ceremony, the conferment of the gold medallion by the President to our 2016 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Each of our awardees will receive a Medal of Excellence in recognition of their dedication and exemplary service to their profession. Our awardees were previously feted in a recognition ceremony at the Metrobank Plaza Auditorium last Monday, where they received their respective trophies and cash prize of 500,000 pesos each. May I now invite the chairperson of the TOPS, or the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers Final Board of Judges, the Court of Appeals, Presiding Justice Andres Reyes Jr., to present the awardees of the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club of Makati Metro, the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers. To confer the award to our outstanding soldiers, may I invite our President, President Rodrigo Duterte, to be assisted by Dr. George SKT and Mr. Aniceto Sobrepeña. May I also invite Department of National Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, the AFP Chief of Staff, General Ricardo Visaya, and Rotary Club of Makati Metro President Attorney Al Miguel Leogardo to join the President, Dr. T, and Mr. Sobrepeña on stage.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the awardees of the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club of Makati Metro Search for the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers, or TOPS. I shall call the awardees by category. We begin with the awardees from the Philippine Army. For the enlisted personnel category, our first awardee is Technical Sergeant Bernardo Tacbas, First Sergeant of the Headquarters and Headquarters Service Battalion of the 4th Infantry Division based in Cagayan de Oro City. Next is Technical Sergeant Danilo Ramos, Chief Intelligence Non-Commissioned Officer of the 1st Infantry Battalion under the 2nd Infantry Division based in Infanta, Quezon. Our awardee in the Philippine Army Commission Officer category is Lieutenant Colonel Eli Glenn Villaflor, Chief of Staff of the Special Forces Regiment of Special Operations Command based in Palayan City. From the Philippine Navy, beginning with the enlisted personnel category, we have Staff Sergeant Albert Eliazar, Platoon Sergeant of the 6th Marine Company under the Marine Battalion Landing Team 6 of the 1st Marine Brigade of the Philippine Marine Corps based in Palimbang, Sultan Kudarat. Next is Intelligence Specialist Chief Fernando Parcon, Petty Officer in charge of the Counterintelligence Group of Naval Intelligence and Security Force based in Taguig City. The awardee from the Philippine Navy Commission Officer category is Lieutenant Colonel Wilfredo Manalang Jr., former commanding officer of the Marine Battalion Landing Team 8 under the 2nd Marine Brigade of the Philippine Marine Corps based in Maimbong, Sulu. From the Philippine Air Force, beginning with the enlisted personnel category, we have Master Sergeant Anderson Abellana Jr., non-commissioned officer in charge of the Armament Branch 463rd Avionics Armament Maintenance Squadron under the 15th Strike Wing based in Sangley Point, Cavite City. Next is Master Sergeant Abel Idusma, Sergeant Major of the Tactical Operations Group 10 of the 3rd Air Division based in Cagayan de Oro City. Our awardee for the Philippine Air Force Commission Officer category is Lieutenant Colonel Oliver Banyaria, Director for Communications of the Office of the Assistant Chief of Air Staff for Communications, Electronics, and Information Systems, OA6, based in Pasay City. Lastly, from the Technical and Administrative Services category, we have from the Medical Corps, Colonel Jocelyn Turla, currently the Chief Surgeon of the Philippine Navy, located at the Naval Station Jose Francisco in Taguig City. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Outstanding Philippine Soldiers. Thank you.
May we request all the 2016 TOPS awardees together with the Justice Reyes to please join the President and Dr. T for the photo op of the whole TOPS 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club of Makati Metro, the Outstanding Philippine Soldiers for 2016. Thank you, Justice Reyes, Secretary Lorenzana, General Visaya, and Attorney Leogardo. You may now proceed back to your seat, sir. Thank you very much. Let us now proceed to the presentation of the gold medallion for the 2016 Search for COPS awardees. May I now call on the COPS Final Board of Judges Vice Chairperson, Court of Appeals, Justice Magdangal de Leon, to present the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club of New Manila East Country's Outstanding Police Officers in Service. May I also invite on stage to join the President, Dr. T, and Mr. Sobrepeña, the Chief of the Philippine National Police, Police Director General Ronald De La Rosa, Rotary Club of New Manila East President Engineer Manuel Gorospe, and the PS Bank President Mr. Vicente R. Cunha Jr.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the awardees of the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club of New Manila East Search for the country's outstanding police officers in service, or COPS. I shall call the awardees by category. We begin with the awardees from the police non-commissioned officers. The first awardee is Police Officer 2, Fatima Ibias Lanuza, Police Non-Commissioned Officer of the Police Community Relations Women Children's Protection Desk, based in Minalabak Municipal Police Station in Camarines Sur. Next awardee is Senior Police Officer 1, Nida Gregas, Chief of the Provincial Public Information Office of the Aklan Police Provincial Office in Numancia, Aklan. Our third awardee is Senior Police Officer 1, May Rubio, Administrative Officer of the Office of Provincial Director of Bataan Provincial Police Office in Bataan. The fourth awardee is Senior Police Officer 2, Jeffrey Ohau, Investigator of Bacabad Baran City Police Station, based in Agusan del Norte. Our fifth awardee is Senior Police Officer 3, Hamidhan Tebeng, Operation Police Non-Commissioned Officer of the PNP Anti-Kidnapping Group, Mindanao Field Unit, based in Zamboanga City. Our sixth and final awardee in the non-commissioned officers category is Senior Police Officer 4, Israel Lantingan, Chief Investigator of Alabel Municipal Police Station in Sarangani Province. The next four awardees are from the Police Commissioned Officers category. Our first awardee is Police Chief Inspector Ryan Manongdo, Chief of Police of the Asingan Municipal Police Station in Pangasinan. Our second awardee is Police Superintendent Jemuel Shason, Deputy Senior Police Assistant to the Secretary of Interior and Local Government, based in Camp Crame, Quezon City. Our third awardee is Police Senior Superintendent Mario Rariza Jr., Deputy Director of the Police Community Relations Group, based in Camp Crame, Quezon City. Our last awardee is Police Senior Superintendent Susan Halia, Deputy Director of Operations of the PNP Crime Laboratory, based in Camp Crame, Quezon City. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our 2016 Outstanding Police Officers. Thank you.
May we invite all the COPS awardees to please proceed on stage, as well as Justice De Leon to please join them. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Metrobank Foundation, Rotary Club of New Manila East, our country's outstanding police officers in the service for 2016. Thank you very much, Justice De Leon, Police Director General De La Rosa, and Engineer Grospe and Mr. Cunha for joining us. You may now proceed back to your seats. Let us now proceed to the presentation of the Gold Medallion to the 2016 Search for Outstanding Teacher awardees. May I now call on stage the co-chairperson of the 2016 Search for Outstanding Teachers Final Board of Judges, Deputy Speaker and 2nd District of Marikina Representative Romero Federico Kimbo, to formally present the 2016 Outstanding Teachers. May I also invite on stage to join the President, Dr. T. and Mr. Sobrepeña, Department of Education Secretary Leonor Briones, Commission on Higher Education, Chairperson Dr. Patricia Licuanan, and Metrobank Foundation Trustee Mr. Alfred T.
Mahal na Pangulo, I have the honor to present to you the awardees of the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Search for Outstanding Teachers, or SOT. I shall call the awardees by competition. We begin with the awardees from the elementary competition. Our first awardee is Mrs. Winona Diola, grade school teacher of the De La Salle Santiago Zobel School in Muntinlupa City. Next is Miss Rogeline Cancino, Master Teacher 2 of the Lingayen 1 Central School located at Lingayen, Pangasinan. Next awardee is Mr. Arnold Rosales, Master Teacher 1 of the Francisco Melgar Memorial School located at Nauhan, Oriental, Mindoro. Our fourth and last awardee in the elementary competition is Mrs. Josephine Choni Obseñares, Master Teacher 1 of the Butuan City SPED Center located in Butuan City. Mahal na Pangulo, the next batch of awardees is from the secondary competition. Our first awardee is Dr. Roy Basa, Master Teacher 1 of the Negros Occidental High School in Bacolod City. Our second awardee is Mr. Nelson Aguyaoy, faculty member of the Araling Panlipunan at Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao of the University of the East, Caloocan Elementary and High School Department in Caloocan City. Next is Mrs. Maria Rigel Olarte, Teacher 3 of the Muntinlupa National High School in Muntinlupa City. Our fourth and last awardee in the secondary competition is Dr. Catherine Faith Bustos, Master Teacher 1 of the Nueva Vizcaya General Comprehensive High School located at Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya. Now our last two awardees are from the higher education competition. First, we have Dr. Ernelia Cao, Professor 12 of the University of the Philippines, Diliman in Quezon City. And our final awardee is Dr. Mark Anthony Torres, Associate Professor 5 of the Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology in Iligan City. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Outstanding Teachers. Maraming salamat po.
At this juncture, may we invite Deputy Speaker Kimbo to please join the President and all our other outstanding teacher awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Teachers. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Kimbo, Secretary Briones, and Dr. Liquanan. You may now proceed to your seats. And all the rest of those on the stage, may we request you to please stay behind together with the President, Dr. T, and Mr. Sobrepeña. At this juncture, may I also invite the other awardees from TOPS and COPS to join the President and the other winners for this group photo of the 2016 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Mga kababayan, sa harap niyo po ang Outstanding Filipinos for 2016. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Dr. T, Mr. Sobrepeña, Mr. Alfred T, and the 2016 Outstanding Filipinos. Let's all give them a big hand again. May I now invite Police Superintendent Jemuel Siason, COPS 2016 awardee, to deliver the response on behalf of this year's Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Jamel.
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, distinguished guests, fellow awardees, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. People of excellence go the extra mile to do what is right. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for His never-ending grace, mercy, and provision during what ended up one of the greatest times of my life. Today is a special day. Today, all our hard work are recognized and rewarded. This is the day that we receive our award as the outstanding Filipinos of our country. All the awardees here have gone through stringent preliminary rounds of selection based on comprehensive assessment criteria. Apart from illustrious track record in achievements, the award is a responsible citizen with positive values, public spirit, and commitment, capable leaders with vision, confidence, and collaborative skills. Regardless of profession and interest, the awardees have something in common: the role models of our society, and above all, the modern-day heroes. The police officers, soldiers, and teachers took oaths to serve the community, and our duties demand the attention and time. And as we do our best, our jobs can take us away from our own family or lessen the time we can spend with our spouses and children. All of us in this room have our unique chapters of life. Let me shortly share mine. My experience being a son of a former soldier and a teacher. In my early childhood, my father, who was an army officer, while going back to duty, I used to cry hard, cuddling his legs, begging to him not to leave. However, my father had no choice but to return to his duty. I keep weeping every time he would leave us to go back to his assignment. After a few years, he left the military service. We were overjoyed. I thought that as a professor at the Mindanao State University, he would be with us most of the time. But contrary to my expectation, his new job brought him away from us. The school where he was assigned was situated 65 kilometers away. I remember a situation, the time when my classmates would often tease me because I could not correctly pronounce the word mutual. I do it as mutual. My classmates would tell me, "Isn't your father a professor? Why doesn't he teach you?" I was embarrassed. I told my father about it. He said, "Sorry, son. I was busy teaching others, but I forgot to teach you. Don't worry, I will find time to guide you starting today." That was a sacrifice for him, and I admired him so much for that. One day, I asked him what really was the reason why he left the military. He answered, "Son, I love you so much. I can endure the sacrifices that I have gone through in the battlefields, but I can't bear any longer any moment of seeing you shrieking and begging me not to leave. My heart broke every time that I went home, but you no longer recognize me. When you would not come to me because you are afraid to me, my heart bled as your father. I used to cry, son, every time I am leaving you with your mother." Those heartbreaking revelations of my tatay opened my eyes and made me realize the hardship he endured and the great sacrifices he made for me and for my mother. It made me admire him more. It made me love him even more. I told myself someday I would be a soldier or a teacher someday. But by God's ultimate will, nevertheless, I ended up as a police officer. And this is another story. When I became a police officer, I was one of the Filipino peacekeepers deployed for the United Nations mission in Sudan, in Africa. When we are about to leave, my daughter was here, tried to get my attention. She entertained me. She sang and danced in order to convince me not to leave. My heart broke, but leaving is a call of duty. I stayed in Sudan for 15 months. When I went home, my daughter failed to recognize me anymore. I did everything to regain her trust. Seeds of tears silently fell from my eyes, as my father did whenever he came home from his military missions and I would not recognize him. Now I wish to share with you some of my thoughts about our profession. We awardees have one thing in common. We are driven by our passion towards our profession. I believe most of us in this room will agree that we have pretty awesome jobs. As police officers, soldiers, and teachers, we have the noblest profession. We awardees were able to shine light as noteworthy individuals, and were able to cascade our insights and best practices to the greater public. Thus, the recognition again today is not a byproduct of overnight success. Everything that we enjoy was a result of someone else's hard works. Some works are visible, and other works go unseen. However, both are important. I would like to cite one notable achievement made by our outstanding teacher awardee. She spearheaded the adoption of mobile learning devices as a learning tool in their school, mentoring other teachers on their use to address the needs of 21st century learners. As part of her class, she tasked her students to create landscape design prototype domes for endangered plant species using these MLDs. In doing so, she has empowered them to do their part in protecting the environment. On the other hand, I was inspired by the statement of our Standing Soldier awardee. He said, he wants to be remembered as a soldier that brought positive change not only to the organization, but also to the communities where he was assigned. He wants to be remembered as a transformational leader that led and inspired his fellow soldiers to become better in their professional and personal career. Just like our Standing Soldier awardee, I am also a transformation advocate. I have been working silently for quite long years of my service. Nobody knows my contribution and participation in the controversial Mamasapano operation or Upland Exodus, wherein international terrorists considered high-value target, so quickly been here alias Marwan was neutralized by the main operating troops, the 84th Seaborne Special Action Force. I worked silently in the background, providing the 84th Seaborne accurate information and action agents that serve as the point men and guides in locating Marwan. My massive and successful campaign against illegal drugs resulted in the destruction of Shabu Changgis and drug dens in Tiboli in South Cotabato that recovered and destroyed illegal drugs based on the DDB value were 30 million. Actually, sir, I am thinking siguro kung ang ating presidente ay ang ating presidente ngayon, hindi po ako na-relieve during the time. I was even relieved because even with those despite of those exerted efforts. I am mentioning this not because of the word and recognition. I just want people to know the truth. That was por la patria, for the country. Actually, this is not part of my speech, not in this copy, but I just would like to share also my initiative that I have done in my former unit as commanding officer of the PPSC. I have done a lot of activities and programs in coordination with the stakeholders, including the Rotary Club, PPSC. PPSC actually means Provincial Public Safety Company, but I was able to have this providing protection, serving the community, supported by the Police and Public Shared Commitment, PPSC. We have activities like feeding program, pagpakain ng mga police sa children, Operation Tuli, pagtuli ng mga police sa children. That was just other types of activities they have conducted. I was known for that abbreviation, the PPSC. In fact, they are always asking me, what is my PPSC every time I have an engagement or activity. So today, I have also my PPSC. PPSC, pagkapanalo ni Police Superintendent Siason sa CUPS 2016. Maraming nagtatanong, paano mo ba naisip yun? Ang sabi nga nila, bunga lang ba daw yung ng mga malilikot kong pag-iisip? My answer is only one. I told them, because I am Jemwell. Tama, yun po yung first name ko, Jemwell. But hindi po yun ang ibig ko sabihin. I am Jemwell because I am just executing management and unveiling excellent leadership. At dahil po iniudulo ko po ang ating Pangulo, hindi po ako bababa dito na wala po akong Rodrigo sa kanya. So, meron po akong Rodrigo sa inyo, sir, na baon papunta rito. Rodrigo, responsible, organized, dedicated, respectable, intelligent, good-looking, and outstanding president. So, sir. So, babalik na po ako sir, sa speech ko. At least, absuelto na po ako, sir. Anyway, I was born in Norala. I grew up in Coronadal City, but I am now residing in Davao City. So, sir, absuelto naman siguro ko, sir. Yes, sir. We didn't make the journey here alone. Numerous people have supported us along the way. This award would not have been possible without the inspiration that we received from our families, friends, relatives, senior officers, and colleagues, for whom we have the deepest respect and from whom we have derived the strength to challenge ourselves and perform better at each stage. Now, to those who I owe my special thanks, to my wife, Janice, can you please stand up? Para makita naman nila maganda ka. To my daughter, Griana, and my nanay, Tina. To my brothers, Jing, Bong, and Jun, for your untiring support to me. To my late father, former Army Major, and former Provincial Board Member of South Cotabato, Eduardo Hopelenia Siason, or my tatay Ed, whom I dedicated this award. If he should have been around at this very moment, he would be very proud of me. To Secretary Mike Sueno, whom I considered as my second father, and his wife. He is not actually around today because of some important appointment. Thank you very much for the trust and confidence. To my nominators, Dr. Margarita Arguhanco, Police Director Charles Kalima Jr., different NGOs, media personalities, local government officials of South Cotabato and Sultan Kudarat, PNP personnel of PRO 12, my regional director, Police Chief Superintendent Cedric Trainser, one of my idol. Doon ko po, sir, natutungan yung mga abbreviation na yun, sir. Sa iyo po nang galing yun. Maraming salamat, sir. Personnel of the PNP, of course, ang pinaka-idol namin sa lahat, si Police Director General Ronald De La Rosa, sir. Naalala ko po, sir, na when I was relieved of my post a week before the election, parang naalala ko rin po yung kapalaran ni sir. At sabi ko nga, pareho kaming nawalan ng trabaho bago mag-eleksyon dahil pinagdududahan kaming mag-manipulate ng resulta. Pero si sir, naging chief PNP. Ako naman ay naglanding sa DILG. Maaari din po sana, sir, kung magagawa rin po ang yapak ninyo. Kasi sabi ko nga, sir, mukhang may improvement na yung buhok ko. Numinipis na rin po, sir. So maaaring baka maging chief PNP rin po ko balang araw. Sa awa ng Diyos. Thus, in behalf of the awardees, let me express our deepest gratitude to the Metrobank Foundation Incorporated and its partners, the Rotary Club of Makati Metro and New Manila East, the PNP, AFP, DepEd, and CHED for organizing such a successful and meaningful event. I am sure the search for outstanding Filipinos would continue to be an opportunity to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our police officers, soldiers, and teachers in the years to come. Thank you very much for pursuing this noble advocacy of giving recognition to men and women who rise in the most silent avenues of society. To our very supportive President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, we are behind you, sir, in pursuit of the genuine change, the change that must come from within. You are the leader that we need, the Commander-in-Chief who has the strong political will. Our morale is getting higher because of your concern and support to us. Daghang salamat, sir. Receiving this award doesn't necessarily mean that we are greater than the others. It just means that we are now ready to take on the greater challenge, and that is to live up and use it to empower other people. We should share this award to fellow Filipinos whom we dedicated our lives to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, if this award stands for anything, it must stand for the united spirit in all of us. Let us be one united nation. Let us help our country. The Filipino people deserve nothing less. A one good nation where we can safely live, work, invest, and do business. I convey my congratulations to all the awardees for the outstanding achievement and remarkable personal growth. I have no doubt that every one of us will continue to excel in our roles and contribute the future well-being of society and our nation. Finally, let me end this message by saying, until we get enough of enough, the enough is never enough. We dare not to quit. If our good is better, our better can be the best. Our best too can become excellent. Maraming salamat, Metrobank. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang bansang Pilipinas. God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Police Superintendent Siason. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now call on the podium the Executive Secretary, Salvador Medialdea.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to you President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Thank you. I will dispense with the acknowledgements. We have been introduced, all of us. We know each other. Kasing haba pa naman yung speech ko sa kanya, the other guy. So, I'll have to make some shortcuts to come to a parity with the time that he spent. It was a good one. Actually, we admire you, and we're just happy to be listening to you. Walang problema yan. This I can say. Sa panahon ko, ang military pati ang police, walang problema. I've been guaranteeing it day one sa pagka-presidente ko. That you'll have everything you need, and lahat ng weapons na makayang bilhin ng ating republika, yung kaya lang. At para maitayo ninyo ang bansa ng ating bayan. You know, I'd like to congratulate the awardees to whom this moment properly belongs. We know your hardships. My mother was a teacher. And as a matter of fact, there was a time in my life, earlier, we were also tied to the ever-present 5-6. Ganon ang buhay ng maestra pati sundalo. Maniwala kayo. Totoo yan. Ang sweldo talaga kulang. That is why the first thing I did was to announce doble ang salary nila. Nauna sila. Because they are these guys, I hope it's there. It's shown in your, by December it would have been complete. It's reflected on your August salary already. And second, I am really inspired to just also take the podium to say to you all that I said I'm proud of my my mother. My father was not really proud of me. Took me 7 years to finish high school, and he died when well, I was still in the stage where I was not sure of what to do in this life. Uh, I would wish that he would be here. Sana tatay ko pati si Obama. So that he would have heard also Mr. Siason doing his praising to me. Alam mo, sabi ko, I am not trying to offend anybody. It's just this republic works this way. But there was, I've been to every camp, military camp natin, all around the country. I'm on the last 3 visits, which I failed in the previous because of weather. But next is pupunta na naman ako sa mga police just to prime them up for their duties. Alam mo, inuna ko sila because these are the guys that we send to the mouths of hell, actually. And look at Mama Sapano. I grieve for them, but marami akong questions. It's either it's about too late in the day to raise it or it would be useless. Whichever I will decide, maybe in the course of my 6 years. Because I need to make everybody realize that along the way, there are lessons to be learned. Yung klase na yun. Now, I was attending the summit. I would like to apprise you of what I did. I did attend, but I purposely did not attend the bilateral talks between ASEAN countries and the ambassador of the President of the United States. Talagang in-skip ko yun. I attend all others. Yung kay Putin, may one-on-one ako. And the ASEAN and also the Chinese, I was there. Now, the reason is not I am anti-West. The reason is not I do not like the Americans. It's simply a matter of principle for me. Alam mo, had I not been elected as President of this Republic, tingnan ko masyadong kawawa ang bayan. Just look at the horizon. And all the politicians there, I'm not saying that I am the best. It's a God's call yung presidente. Walang ano yan. It's destiny. Pero kung makita mo, and just thinking about it, sabi ko, didisgrasya tayo. Because when I was the mayor of Davao City, I was the favorite whipping boy of a certain lady. And itong mga bleeding hearts. And some priests, some nuns. Of course, this is a democracy. I can understand the criticism. I can accept it with a smile. I know what public office is, what public trust is. Ang akin lang is I've been 23 years mayor. At least wala akong kasong graft on corruption. Hindi ako pumasok dyan. But dito ako, I was really a hardliner. Because I was a prosecutor. I'm a lawyer. And for about 10 years, I was doing trial work. And many a times, I saw cases falling apart because of corruption. Yung ebidensya ko naging tawas, yung aking witnesses tinatakot, at pati yung mga police, and there was a time they say, Sir, alam mo, wala man kaming pera, even the guys in Manila. Those assigned at the customs during the time of President Aquino. May nilagay dyan mga military men, young men with idealism, pero nag-surrender. Bakit? Sa pinapakitaan sila ng picture ng asawa nila, lumalabas sa mall, susundo sa mga bata. Sabi nila, Sir, wala man kaming pera na mailipat namin yung pamilya namin sa America or some other place. So, medyo dispensa lang muna kami. And that's what happened. In Davao, they raped a teacher who was the wife of a police officer. And in front of Obama, sinabi ko, I related to him. Pinatay ko talaga yung tatlo. I made him pay for what he did. Pinatay ko. O, walang kaawa-awa. ba't ako maawa? I mean, pity is not one of my virtues. Hindi ako total, yung nanay ko noon, every time na may kalag, sa altar ako nakaganon, araw-araw. Sus, Mariusep. Kaya kumubuhay yun, demanda ko ng child abuse yung nanay ko, anak na ito. Almost every day. O, totoo, nagkaroon ng kalyo ko itong tuhod ko, hindi sa simbahan. Diyan, sa harap ng altar sa bahay namin. Yung si Jesu Cristo noon, nung starter but nagniling, second grade ako. He was looking up, imploring the heavens for his misery also. When finally, yung last na yung punishment sa nanay ko, she was also looking at me. Yung ulo niya bumaba na. Tapos I could hear him, sabi niya, Rod, pareho talaga ang swerte natin. So tama ka talaga. Anyway, ganyan ang pangyayari. Alam mo kasi, pati ako hindi ko alam. Kinig kaya, hindi ko alam ganun kalala. Pati ang mga pulis, hindi nila alam. Pati military, hindi ko alam. Paano ninyo malaman? We never thought that the drug problem was that widespread and dimensions. Because addiction does not stop there. Well, if you are a son of a billionaire, you can buy shabu every day. So what? But it starts with the use and it ends up with the dysfunctional family. Pag may anak ka, may asawa ka na nasa shabu, wala na talaga yan. So you destroy the very fabric of the basic unit in the community. Then you start to steal, you start to kill, and you become ruthless because shabu, 6 months to 1 year of constant use, would shrink your brain. And that is why itong mga media and of course, ayaw maniwala na yung mga ayaw maniwala, talagang lumalaban yan. Baski ako, in many raids, nandyan ako. Ito in many, siguro mga a dozen time, sabi ko, sige, hintayin mo ako. Barilan talaga muna yan. At lumalaban yan because sira ang ulo eh. And paranoia. When you're paranoid, you always carry either a knife or... Lumalaban talaga yan. Kakawawa naman itong mga pulis, sabihin na, subukan mo mag-addict. That's why I'm suggesting na kung ayaw ninyo bigyan ninyo shabu yung mga anak ninyo. Free of charge, I'll give it to you. Ipakain ninyo sa mga anak nyo, tignan ninyo kung anong labas sa anak ninyo. They come out monsters. So I have to deal that problem in Davao City. When I became mayor, what propelled Davao City to be the fastest growing? I was hitting already almost 5, 6 economic growth ko, domestic, inside Davao lang. What made it so peaceful? Anong lahat? Kasi sinabi ko talaga, and in front of the cameras there, kung ayaw ninyong lumabas sa Davao, talagang papatayin ko kayo. Period. Now, kung itong problema na ito can be solved by, it's too easy really to criticize. But when you think of the sheer number, sabi ng PDEA noon, that was 2 years ago, and that was uttered by General Santiago, the PDEA head at that time, said that there are about 3 million. Well, that was the figure of the other administration. Mine is that nung inipit ko na lahat, lumabas ang so I was awed, almost appalled and awed by the number. 700 yung nag-surrender na takot. How do we solve this problem? Alam mo, naging presidente ako, dito ngayon, standing. I entered the government, the presidency, midstream. So this budget that I am operating now was made the previous year by the previous administration. wala namang expectations, no, there was no projection at all, even a wish, na ang paglabas nitong lahat ng droga, thousands by thousands. There is absolutely no budget for that. I cannot steal, and Jokno will not give you anything else other than what is being operated on in accordance with the budget. So sabi na, why do you kill them? Why don't you just rehabilitate them? 700,000, where do I get the money? Saan ako magnakaw? Kunin ko yung lahat sa ng departamento. Then I would have derailed the program of Briones, Miljardia, pati si Lorenzana dito. Stay as you are, the budget that was given to you, as envisioned by the last administration, you're limited on that budget. So, but I go around a lot just to supervise. I did not declare a punitive police action, mind you, against drugs. I declared a war. Talagang gera. Kasi ko alam kasi lahat ng mga pulis ko masasabit. That's what I had to make a guarantee to them and to the military whom I called to join in because I have now declared the drug threat as a national security issue. Kasi pag hindi ko gawin, if I cannot interdict this problem now, nobody in the horizon can. Unless you guys magkokodita kayo and start a military junta there somewhere. Ganun na talaga yan. Wala nang, there's no escape from the, just like, so wala talaga. Sino man? Sino rin, kung alin doon kami apat, mamili ka kung sino raw, Mag-inom muna ako. When as a matter of fact, the generals were into it. Anak ka na. So that's I told them before I was elected. Either you resign now or I will name you publicly. And I did because they did not resign. Na yung iba, ay sabi ko, sige. But mind you, maraming patay na pulis dito, ha? Sabihin puro civilian. At marami rin akong pulis na mamatay. And sundalo. Soldiers even in one drug dala sundalo. 4 na sundalo patay. So I had 2 pala. I had to go there. I had to fly to every town, every community to condole with the family and to show to the world. Now, do not with me. Because hindi ako nagbibiro dito. And I said that even I put at stake my honor, my life, and the presidency. Walang atrasan to. So, ito, local lang ito noon. Yellow issue lang ito. Itong extrajudicial killing, sinakyan ng PR during the election time. But they carried the propaganda too far. At ito naman mga NGO dito, bless their souls. I mean, I cannot, you can correct your, if you have asthma, go to your doctor. If you have a diarrhea, either doon sa baba or on the mouth, you can go to your dentist. But stupidity cannot cure you. Kailangan ko ito. And I said to them, go out and hunt for them and destroy them. Yan ang order ko rin against the Abu Sayyaf. That is why marami man akong extra ngayon kasi nag-uusap naman tayo, ma'am. Galing ba rin ito sa prisuhan sa Marcos Day? Were you also imprisoned? Nandi ka na, pero you're a leading light of the left. Do not deny that because God is not forgiving to liars. We have a working relation. So, wala nang, ang mga sundalo ko, wala na. No, I'm just trying to be funny. Mga sundalo ko, they're freed of kasi wala na encounter. So you have this moratorium. So I have enough soldiers now to go to. It bleeds my heart to send a Filipino to kill a Filipino. Sa totoo lang. Kaya my mother is a mestiza, Maranao. Lola ko Maranao, lolo ko Chinese. Lam. Kaya pag sabi ako magpunta ka doon, but deep inside, pakasakit naman itong trabaho na ito. But I have to do it because I have to, preserve the republic and its integrity. Pero itong we are talking with the left, the MI is so accommodating, they even help us in apprehending drug violators. And for that, I should say, we must really go to federal and help the MI. One day you'll have a legal entity of your own. I promise you that. Sinor seems to be equivocal, but I hope he comes out one day to talk to us. But they are so abusaya pala na yan. It's out of control. Kaya sabi ko sa military pati police, go out and crush them and destroy them. Just like the drugs. Ngayon, it started with a rapporteur. It started with the ambassador. There was an election. He was asked for his comment regarding an incident which actually happened in Davao. Tapos, I was just narrating a fact. And itong media, alam mo kung how they spin and weave a tale. Tanong sila doon sa ambassador na babae sa Australia, nagtanong diyan kay Goldberg, and they uttered something na masama para sa kandidatura ko. So it was awfully wrong for them to state something during an election. Kaya ako nagalit. Huwag mo sa okay may criteria, but not during an election because it could affect the results. Doon ako nagalit. So I said something stupid. Totoo naman. Ano was that lady? I refused to talk to her. Kasi may kagaguhan ng... Then, they started to hit me. Una yung rapporteur. The very same method that they used during my... mayor pa ako. Because look, if I'm still the mayor of Davao City, you can hit me. Actually, walang problema yan. But when I am, however small you look upon me, I am now the... And you just cannot, a president of a sovereign state, sabihin parang lecturean mo, pati si Obama, it would have been wrong for him to do that. Kaya binastos ko sila. Kaya ako, but itong media, men judge best when they condemn. Actually, yung putang ina, ang translation is, ang putang na, son of a bitch, son of a gun, if you cannot pronounce the slur. It was never a son of a whore. That is not, but they actually did it to make it more palatable to the outside community. And they say that popularity ko sa Europe mababa. Guys, I am not the president of the EU, Europe, or America, or China. I am the president of the Republic of the Philippines. I do not serve anybody else except you. If I lose my position along the way, fine. If I die, I'm assassinated, just fine also. But never I would maybe honor. I don't think I'd lose that. Ginagawa ko na para sa ito, bakit hindi ako kukunan ng honor? So, when I made it, but I came prepared. Nagkamali si Ban Ki-moon na katabi ko, isa rin nagsabi in public, you do not do it to a republic, the president. You communicate and say, President Duterte, just like before, there are these allegations against you when you were mayor, but it's being repeated now in the international arena. Could you please communicate with us how we can, not really solve, how we can maybe explain to the public Ba't si Ban Ki-moon, reading the newspapers dito, basa rin siya ng basa. Pati si Obama, pumasok rin. Sabi ko, bakit ganun? Mayor ako, okay lang. So pag sabi ni Ban Ki-moon doon, nandoon na sila, si Secretary of Defense, hindi na nila, kasi binigyan ako ng National Security Advisor ko ng speech. Hindi ako nagbabasa ng speech eh. Hindi talaga ayaw ko. Kasi limitado ang time. Gaya niya, walang limitado yung time. Si Ason, larga siya ng larga. Sabihin ko siya, hoy, yung kalahati niyang oras, akin na yan, ha? Nung sinabi niya, well, to promote trade, ganon, then he mentioned, katabi ko lang Pagkatapos niya, binigay na ni National Security, tinapon ko. It's my prepared speech. I do not read my speeches. Sabi ko, I'd like to show you something. We kind of grieve over the human rights issue. When was the great philosophy of human rights? When was it first adopted? Or when did it evolve? Sabi ko, I'd like to show you something. Sabi ko sa kanya. These are the victims sa crater doon sa Hulo. May volcano. Doon nagtakbuhan ang Moro people when the Americans came. Nakakita ko sa pile of bodies. Tingnan mo mga sundalo sa tabi. Standing over the dead. Except for the religion, the Moros are our brothers of flesh and blood. Talking about human rights, who are you? And what moral ascendancy do you have over me to talk about human rights? Tignan mo yun. These are the Moro people who were massacred in Davao. The Davao massacre. Meron sa Lanao, meron sa Davao rin. Kaya sabihin ko sa American, what now? Me? You just allege that I killed about police because I ordered the police to kill 1,000 criminals? What is it to the 6,000 Filipinos, men, women, and children, all in a common grave? Because you were here as imperialists. You wanted to colonize my country, and because you had a hard time pacifying the Moro people. Why? Because in 1521, when Magellan landed in Leyte, bringing with him his guns, his cannons, his muskets, and gunpowder, Mindanao was already thriving an Islam community by almost 100 years. Mindanao was part of the Sri Visayas Empire, including us, pero ang dato nandoon sa kanila. But those who richer and had settlements, and even sila Lapu-Lapu, they're actually Muslim. It was the first religion, but kasi island for island, it was a contiguous one. They had a hard time. You read the archives of the Malaysians, and you go to the libraries of the Indonesians, you would know. Just a little reading. Nauna kasi ang Islam doon. So when the Spaniards came, they wanted to put religion there. It was resisted by the Muslims because they were already Muslim solidly for almost 100 years. So ang magawa ng the canons of Magellan was able only to get to one territory there, yung fourth pillar. But that was it. Finished. Then the Americans came. they saw Mindanao below the typhoon belt. Very fertile land. And they could get anything from the, they had a grand time getting the fat of our land. Yan ang totoo dyan. Walang magtrabaho sa kanila even the plantation. So what they did in the 30s was to come up with this sloganeering, go to Mindanao because it is the land of promise. In the 40s, it had prompted my father to still single to go to Mindanao. Yan ang totoo dyan. So, mahirap kasi yung ignorante ka. You just blurt out, you sound too civilized. Kasi akala mo ikaw lang nakapag-aral. Kasi kung dito pa yung Harvard, dalawa na tayong valedictorian. Ano ka man? Hanggang 75 lang ako, ma'am. Totoo lang. Totoo, honestly. Sandy Dominguez, kababata ko yan. He was a valedictorian. Is he here? Since kindergarten, valedictorian na yan. Hanggang became PAL President and Secretary of Agriculture under Korea. Si Arto Gali, was a classmate dyan sa San Beda. He was a valedictorian. Lahat yan sila, puro valedictorian. Si Major Dia. Oh, of course, Secretary of Business. Antigualo. Puro ito mga, totoo. Perdia. Even si Delphine Lorenzana, what I know, hindi ko alam. Anong siya mo nagsabi sa akin? Pastor Kibuloy. Sabi niya si Lorenzana, he was our valedictorian sa Cotabato, sa Notre Dame. Ako, medyo ano lang. 75 lang. Basta makaakyat lang. Hirap mo, 1990 tapos, kaya yung Ligarda na yun, yung kanto yung Ligarda, pati, ito yung road nito, Mindula. Diyan kami bumagsak lahat halos. Sige man inom kay hindi mag-aral. Magkatigilan lang sa library. Kala mo naghamon na kayo. Ano? Ha? Ano? Kaya, I'll tell you, sino hong na estudyante ni Solidom dito? Justice Solidom? Was handling remedial law and criminal law. One day, maganda to in remembrance to a learned man. May question siya. Ang ma-pronounce, Ilonggo yun Lente ng Ilonggo na nga. Hindi niya ba? Narinig ko, Duterte, si Villaporte ng Camarines, tumindig rin. God damn it, are you standing up? Sir, I thought, sir, I heard my name, sir. Because, because you're always talking there at the back. Come here! Sit down here! Tindig ako. Tating po niya, upo na, stand up! You sit down. You recite. Tindig ako ng ganon. Hintay ako. Start talking, goddammit! Sir, there is no question yet, sir. Kasi tama ako. Nagalit siya. Gumagano na. Duterte, remember this. Do not scratch your head and scatter your dandruff in this room. Keep it on your head. It's only one that you have. God damn it. Ewan ko kanino, pwede sabihin seksyon, alam mo kasi pagka fourth year ka na, pwede ka na magdala ng girlfriend. Yung mga bisita mo kasi naka-Amerikana, practice nga So, you can invite, mga karamihan niya, mga syuta. May practice court. Colorites. Aksidente yun, simulated. Yes, sir, I'd like to call my next witness, a traffic officer assigned in Quiapo. Qualify him. Were you, in fact, in duty at that day? Yes, sabi ng witness. And what happened there? Where you were doing your duty? There was an assistance for an investigation a traffic accident in Moraita. Blah, blah, blah. Tapos, pagsabi, nang magkamali ka talaga eh. Kasi sa nervyos sabi ng buwang. And what did you saw? Sabi, God damn it! I thought you, he's a policeman. Traffic, yes, sir. Then why you ask him, why did you saw? Tumindig talaga. Why are you asking me? Si carpenter, what is this? Ay, nako. Those were the days. But that's the divinity of life. I do not, to prolong your stay, it's quite a bit late. Like to, again, my warmest felicitations to the awardees. And of course, nireserve ko talaga. My deep respect to you, sir. George. And to Mr. Sobrepeña for remembering the services of your fellow men. Lalo na kaming we are just workers of government. I do not, pareho tayo, not address myself officers or officials. You only say in public I say, we are workers of government. And we are paid to do our part. Kaya lang, a little bit of understanding. This campaign against the drug problem menace will not stop. It will not stop. Pinupusta ko na ang presidency ko dyan, pati buhay mo. Until the last addict is eliminated. For as long as it would take me 2 years, fine. Kung if they feel that they want to impeach me, go ahead. Be my guest. But for as long as I'm there, they will have my support. Itong drug campaign, ladies and gentlemen, I assume full responsibility. What the military will do and the police have done and will do in the future, they have my command, blessings, and nobody should go to prison for just working. Kaya kung may mademanda sila, turo na lang ninyo, it's the presidential order. You arrest Duterte if you want. And I'm ready to be arrested. Pumunta ka dito, pag hindi binaril kita, karami ko presidential guard, oh. May masinggan pa pala dyan sa loob. Anyway, I said, I will try to govern this country in parallel with development, economics, and all. For hindi ko bitawan, first I have said, if I stop now, I should have compromised the next generation. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your very inspiring message. Thank you for taking time out to be with us, Mr. President, as well, and for giving us much of your time and honoring the exemplary men and women of the military, the police, and teaching professions. It was indeed our privilege to have you. Rest assured of our continued commitment and dedication in our respective work as expressions of our abiding support to your cause for change in our society. To all our guests, thank you very much. And at this point, may I request the permission of the President for a photo op with the rest of our TOPS awardees from the years 2012. Awardees from years 2012, please come forward. May I request those awardees from 2013 to please be ready. Awardees from years 2013, please be ready. Thank you very much, sirs. And next set of awardees for 2013. May I invite Mr. Alfred T. to join the group. Awardees from the year 2013. Please proceed in front. Awardees for year 2014. Please be ready. Thank you very much, awardees from the year 2013. Our outstanding Filipinos for 2014, please proceed in front. Awardees for 2015, please be ready. Ladies and gentlemen, before you are our outstanding Filipinos for the year 2014. Thank you very much, sirs, moms, and awardees for the year 2015. Please come forward. Mga kababayan, ang nasa harap niyo po ang ating mga outstanding Filipinos for the year 2015. May I request all the preliminary and final board of judges for our TOPS, COPS, and S search for outstanding teachers to be ready. Thank you very much, outstanding Filipinos for 2015. May I now invite all our distinguished members of the preliminary and final board of judges and our other partners from the government and other agencies to please come forward and join our President, Dr. T, and Mr. Sobrepeña in front for a photo opportunity. Again, we'd like to invite our preliminary and final board of judges for the year 2016 to please come forward and join our distinguished members of the other panels. Maraming salamat po. This concludes our event this evening. Again, to our President, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude for your time and being with all the outstanding Filipinos for the year 2016, as well as those who didn't have the opportunity to be with the President before from the years 2012 up to 2015. Let us give our President a big hand. May I also remind all our awardees and other guests to please be seated as the President makes his exit. Palakpakan po muna uli natin ang ating mahal na Pangulo sa pagbibigay ng pagkakataon sa atin na makapiling siya at lahat po ng ating mga kasamahan sa gobyerno na narito po ngayon. Maraming salamat po at may everyone have a safe trip back to their respective destinations as we conclude tonight's events. Again, on behalf of the Metrobank family and all the awardees from the years 2012 up to 2016, it was a privilege being your MC this evening. God bless everyone. Good evening.